I'm Jude Treder Wolff. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, a creative arts therapist, a storytelling coach, storyteller, and improviser. And for the past 30 years, I have been involved with using creativity and the elements of the creative process to help people make change in their lives, to find their own path and stick with it. So I'd like to give you my 5 tips for shifting from frenzy to focus. And it starts with fun. Don't put off fun to the weekend because in hustle culture, there is no weekend. It's 24/7. Don't take your foot off the gas. Got to get something done. And we have this idea a lot of times that fun is something we do when during the off periods. Well, let's incorporate fun into every single day for lots of reasons. But the short version is fun is the most efficient and effective way to restore our brain. The emotional exhaustion and the cognitive drain from constant work and constant pressure is very hard to recover from, but using laughter, fun, and what in the improv world we would call the Goldilocks mindset, which is being slightly uncomfortable, meaning we don't know what's going to happen next, as in when you're playing any kind of game, but in an improv game, you're in a state of uncertainty, but also with other people that are making you laugh. And if they make you laugh and you make them laugh, this is what we would call the Goldilocks, not too hot, not too cold mindset of uncertainty that is fun. And uncertainty that is fun has maximum value for the reward chemistry of your brain. And that's what makes it a very effective antidote to the hustle culture. You could spend 15 to 20 minutes a day playing a little improv game with friends. You can find them online. Take an improv class, and the benefits will last you for days. And the benefits of those days will last you for the rest of your life because it changes your brain to improvise. And here, let's roll into number 2. Another way to shift from frenzy to focus is to tap your own creativity. Creativity isn't the art. Creativity is the part of ourselves that is capable of change and capable of seeing things in new ways and trying new things. Novelty, surprise, discovery, curiosity, these are all elements of creativity. Well, there are parts of us that we just don't tap into unless we just make a conscious effort to do that. So one way to tap your creativity in routine life is do the opposite. Do the opposite of what you usually do. If you usually pick up the check in the restaurant, don't pick up the check today. See what it's like to be George Costanza from Seinfeld once in a while. He'd never pick up a check. He's fine with it. Well, if you're not fine with it, you're going to discover something of what it's like to be different in the world. And it'll save you some money. Also, take a new route to work. Walk in a path you've never been on before, literally, a literal path, and notice things. The creative mind, once tapped, is curious about what is happening. And that's what we want. We want to be open and expanded. Hustle culture makes us feel threatened and scared all the time, simply because our brain doesn't know the difference really between a threat like a car coming at us and the threat of missing an opportunity or not having enough money or getting caught up in the demands of technology, for example. Those things can feel sort of out of our control and we feel threatened. And that narrows our focus of attention to things that scare us, and we will definitely miss possibilities. But when we just do things that make us a little uncomfortable and put us in a state of uncertainty, but nothing's really going to happen that's negative, the expanded mind notices things that we might not have otherwise seen. And then that expanded mind is available for solving problems and dealing with situations in real life scenarios. So when we go back to the work situation, we have more energy and an expanded mindset just from having done something creative and tapped a different part of ourselves than we usually do. Number 3, practice joy, wonder, and awe. This could be as simple as reading a poem every morning and jotting down the way it makes you feel. If you have good vision, looking at things that remind you of beauty. Search beauty in the world. Search things that fill you with a sense of, oh my God, somebody did that? So fun, creativity, awe, and wonder are the kinds of activities that expand the brain and the emotions. And it also has a physical expansion in many ways. Sometimes if you're playing a game or walking and experience all of them together, this helps shift from frenzy to focus in a very organic way. But it also leaves you with a lasting sense that there's so much more to life than worry, stress, and the next big thing, that life is rich. Which takes us to number 4. A wealth of relationships, social capital, is number 4 on my list of tips for shifting from frenzy to focus. If you think of your life as a house, the inside of a house, what makes it work are the inside the walls is wood, pipes, wiring, all of that runs the heating system and gives you light and energy. All of those internal things that we don't really see make the house comfortable, a place of ease, a place of pleasure, and a place of safety. And if we put effort into maintaining those things in a home, then we like being there and we're safe there. Relationships are the infrastructure of our life. Relationships do take effort, but they also pay off in amazing ways. So there's a form of wealth in having a network of friends that you can really talk to. It doesn't have to be a lot of people. It has to be people where you can be your authentic self, where you can complain and you can celebrate your successes, and where you can talk about fear and you can talk about joy, and they will get it. And they can talk about theirs and leave their stuff with you. That exchange of energy is something we have to dedicate ourselves to finding the time for. And whether that's just texting, it could be, it's knowing that those relationships exist. The studies show that the more diverse that network is, the more richness we have, the more social capital we have to tap into. So there could be friends that you really talk deep, intimate stuff with, but it's just a few. There could be friends that you love to go to shows with. There could be people you love to play games with. Those different kinds of relationships or volunteering fill up fill our cup, and then we bring that cup of energy and goodwill to our work, and we just have so much more of a reservoir for the stresses of work. Number 5, Martha Graham, the famous dancer and choreographer, said, there is only one you in all of time. There's a life force, a quickening that is unique to you. That combination of molecules that is you is only going to happen once in all of time. So we need you to be you, and you'll be more fulfilled as you. So in order to be that person, which can happen over the course of a lifetime, it can take a long time to shed the programs and expectations that have been put on us and tap into that one you. Find your rhythm and protect it. Have boundaries. Have boundaries that are fluid, meaning you can negotiate with people about what works for you and what works for them and find a middle ground, but also have boundaries that protect your rhythms, that protect that you, that you're nurturing to express in this world. Because spreading ourselves too thin and not really knowing who we are and what we're here to do is so exhausting and draining. And then life goes by and time goes by. So protect your time and protect your rhythms, and that the energy that you do use for work will be maximized. Well, those are my 5 tips for shifting from frenzy to focus. I hope they're helpful, and I can't wait to see what you do with them.